Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. You're with match number 4 with our Playing on a Budget. We have a great hand here. We're on the play. We have an Heir of the Wilds and a Fanatic of Xenagos or Minotaur Skullcleaver on turn 3. Definitely keepable hand. This can punish a lot of different decks. I would say that so far after playing this deck the most, I'm thinking that like an Abzan deck is probably the roughest matchup. I haven't played Mardu yet. Mardu, but it all seems pretty 50-50. We can definitely get some draws that go over the top of them. I'm just going to start off with a Forest and pass the turn, and we'll have that turn 2. Heir of the Wilds. Great 2-drop, very great 2-drop. So this is going to be the Heroic deck. This is going to be very interesting to play against to see if we can actually outlast it. So I have some options here. I could actually just Lightning Strike that off, get rid of it for good, and then go from there. It's knowing that I've played against this deck, this card could give me some issues, so I think that is the play, is just to go ahead and Lightning Strike that off before it can get any counters on it. I played this pretty religiously at the first of the season, a white Heroic, and the turn 1 favorite Hoplite was by far the best 1-drop, the best play you could have. If he goes into, like, yeah, Laguna is actually good, but it's not nearly as good as the other one. Now here we can just go the Fanatic of Xenagos, and he'll probably not tribute it and let it be a 4/4. And if he's got a Heroic card, he can actually block into it. So this is going to be a bit of a rough matchup for us. This is a perfect matchup for a deck like the White Heroic to face off against, as a lot of my cards can't kill, like a Laguna Band Trailblazer. The Death Touch will be nice on the Heir, and he's going to give it haste. So probably just going to take some 4 damage here. Sure, he's got a handful of Heroic cards. I mean, he could actually block and pump it up with like a God's Willing. Stormbreath Dragon by far is the best card in our deck. After playing this deck, yeah, that's fine. I get a God's Willing out of the way. Doesn't kill my guy. All's fine. Okie doke. So I bet he just keeps it back. It's going to be the blue version that runs the Auras. If he has like a Aqueous Form or an Ordeal Thassa, Stratus Walk is also okay. Let's see if he wants to try to race, though. I highly suggest that he doesn't race here. But it does appear that he is going to go for the race. He could have ways to gain life, but I think the right play here then is just to Polukranos. We'll get in there for 3. And then he's got to decide whether to keep stuff back. So he's going to load everything on the Laguna Band Trailblazer. Unfortunately, Laguna is the worst one as it starts as a 0. It is kind of hard to you invest a lot of cards into it to make it big. And I can just draw into, like, Creator's Claws will be great here, as they're going to do some really good damage, and he doesn't have a way to redirect them. He could have Disdainful Strokes in here. He could also have, yeah, double Stratus Walk. He has to keep this back. Blocking, though, I would assume. He can't be attacking in here. He could just start, throwing out chump blockers, though. And he goes for the attack. That is very aggressive. I think he's got to play the control route here. But Favorite Hoplite can block and put counters on it, sure. Be able to cast both my guys this turn, though. And I probably don't want to because Polukranos... Yeah, it'll be Elvish Mystic and Heir, or Heir of the Wilds instead. Because if he wants to response do anything here. And then we're just a Creator's Claw away from actually winning this match. Still could go either way, though. Goes with 13. And we'll Mystic. And put a Wilds out. Pass the turn to him. So he's down to 12. He's really got to buff up. It's going to be a series of Defiant Strikes that he needs to cast here. My damage is pretty diverse. But he's going to keep on swinging. You got to give it to him. I'm down to a 12. Three cards left in hand. One is a hero. And again, I believe I just swing in with everything. Because I'm going to keep the mana open for Polukranos, absolutely. 2 cards left in hand, 2 mana. Gotta think he's got to throw it under Polukranos here. And he does. He's down to a 5. Again, just going to keep the Polukranos mana up, and I will Monstrous it this turn when he tries to put out a chump blocker. He's got to hit into a series of... the double strike aura is okay. The Defiant Strikes, like a series of Defiant Strikes, are okay. If he has to use a card right now... I don't know if I agree with that play. I think he needs to keep that up. And he does. He's able to put a card on the bottom, so drawn to a card that he doesn't want. He was pretty aggressive, and it ended up costing the game being that aggressive. I wouldn't be able to attack very profitably into Laguna that was that big. I think that in this case, you just wait for the chaining of Defiant Strikes and just get, again, a good double strike aura is the way to go with it, rather than being as aggressive as he was. The Arc Lightnings are okay. Destructive Revelries actually seem very good in this match. And I'll actually bring in the Reclamation Sage, and even Hornet Nest are not too bad. I mean, the good news is everything is good against this deck. I'm going to take out cards like Minotaur Skullcleaver. I think it doesn't do much, even though being aggressive against the deck can be productive. Mistcutter Hydra is also very weak. So in this case, I'm going to bring in a Firedancer. Definitely bring in the Magma Jets, I assume. Arc Lightnings are still fine. Again, I'm trying to just feel out exactly the best way to go. I think Fanatic of Xenagos are actually weak. Hornet Nest are better. And Dictate of Karametra actually seems like a boss in this match. So, yeah, what to do. Hornet's Nest, Polukranos is good. Boon Satyr, again, just Boon Satyr is probably my weaker card here. And we're just going to go into a low count and try to play the controller out on the draw, taking out all of my 3 drops. Now my Elvish Mystic is actually a lot weaker if that's going to be the case. I still like the Heir of the Wilds is fine, as it can block with Death Touch, making you use like a God's Willing and whatnot. So maybe Elvish Mystic, if we're not going into a 3-drop, is we do want to get out an early Polukranos though. I'm okay with this. I kind of want a one of Boon Satyr. Maybe the Reclamation Sages are actually overkill. We're going to bring in two Boon Satyrs, and we'll submit this. Interesting hand. I kind of like this Dictate. I'm going to keep it. I want to try this card out to see exactly. It's definitely more in my advantage than it is in his advantage. Unfortunately for us, though, we are running low on lands. We do need to draw into a series of lands here to get that Stormbreath Dragon out. Good news is the Stormbreath Dragon is insanely good against this deck. It's one of the problems, one of the reasons I actually quit playing this deck was Stormbreath Dragon. Very hard to beat a Stormbreath Dragon, very hard to beat a Perilous Vault. Go ahead and just play a Forest here. Best case scenario is he drops a hero here, and then we can Lightning Strike it. Hopefully, if he plays a smart route, you don't play a 1-drop. Well, you would play a 1-drop on the play, but on the draw, a lot of times you want to be able to protect it. Still doesn't have a play. I think that in this case, I will just throw out the Heir. Now he can safely cast some of that and protect it without Lightning Strike, but I think that's what he's doing anyway. I think he's holding like a hero in his hand, and then what he's going to try to do is when I try to Lightning Strike it, that's when he God's Willings it and gets value out of it. There's Lagona. Lagona's not the greatest at blocking the air. And if he gives it protection, I mean, I guess that's fine. I just attack in here still. Defiant Strike kills it. But it's Death Touch. He'll have to actually use more than a Defiant Strike. He'll have to use God's Willing or whatnot. There's 2 damage. And we'll pass the turn to him. And I might just go for his face with the Lightning Strike rather than something else. Especially if he starts loading up the Lagona. So there's the hero. And again, I just have to be reactive. Elvish Mystic's fine. That allows us to get the Stormbreath Dragon out. I again was attacking with the Heir. And I'm not sure if he's got anything instant speed with an island. He needs double white here. I don't know why he cast the plains. I think here you just throw the Lagona under the bus. Now I could Crater's Claw for... No, I can't. It takes way too much mana here. He's going to take it. Which I can guarantee 5 damage on board. Yeah, I just don't think he got the burst he needed. Did he mulligan a lot too? I didn't even notice that. If he... We'll check here to see. Yeah, he mulliganed to 5. Yeah, he's in very rough shape. As he's down to 2 cards in hand, he got land flooded, not enough. Another thing about this deck is it can have very awkward draws of either not enough creatures, too many auras, or not enough auras, or too many creatures, too many lands, etc., etc. Still one of my favorite decks to date is this blue-white heroic. I like to build a little bit different. I don't like the Hero of Irios. You can check back on some of my play on a budgets how I like to build it. I think spells, the enchantment version is a lot more explosive. But spells are better against decks like UB Control or Esper Control or even Abzan Midrange. There's so many decks that you can say no to, like Hero's Downfall is a lot better than trying to cast a lot of auras. I used a version that had basically every spell was to protect against any sort of instant removal. So, again, I can't see him doing much. We'll just cast Elvish Mystic, and if he wants to try to scry on his hero, we can definitely punish him. So it's just going to be an Elvish Mystic and pass the turn. So no play on his part. And a turn here, I'm just going to Lightning Strike him. He's now down to an 11. And I do believe that it's going to be Dictative. We're going to try this card out. As we'll be able to flash it in. I won't be able to generate 8 mana out of it, but... I mean, he has all the mana in the world. It's definitely going to be more in our favor than in his. Another Lightning Strike. If I cast a Stormbreath Dragon, I could be just walking right into a Disdainful Stroke, which is not something I want to be doing. So I think I'm just going to stick with the plan. Attacking with the Heir of the Wilds. And at this point, he makes the trade. That's definitely okay with me, as that's one of his more powerful cards. And we get to see this Dictate of Karametra in action and see if it's actually worthwhile to be putting in this deck. Really want him just to use that blue. Hey, Treasure Cruises. That's, I guess, very, very good. I never even thought of Treasure Cruise in my original Heroic deck. Again, it's something you want to be either maxing out on the Ordeal of Thassa's, Or in my instant version, that makes this deck a lot more consistent. I like that idea. All right, so he's got 1 mana open, which is going to be 2 mana after I flash in this Dictate. Alrighty, so hopefully we actually do draw into a land. Nope, it's another Stormbreath Dragon, but is that double Stormbreath Dragons? Not quite. So Stormbreath here. And then we can generate 3 mana, which we can generate 4 mana, which can be not the greatest. We'll just Lightning Strike or Arc Lightning him or something here. Let's see. Okay, if we just... Yeah, if we just use it this way... We can keep an elf back for whatever reason. He could go crazy with my Dictate. I was hoping to draw into land there and have double Stormbreath. But this will do 3 to him. And he's got to kill me in 1 turn. Which is, again, quite possible with as much mana as I just gave him. So let's hope we don't get punished for it. He's on a 1-turn clock, though. As Stormbreath Dragon is going to... I actually should have just kept Stormbreath back there. See if we end up getting punished for that. Because Stormbreath back, I have enough with the Creator's Claw next turn just to flat out kill him. So he can go like God's Willing. I mean, again, just insane amount of mana here. But again, everything's Summoning Sickness, Feat of Resistance. Sure. He's got 2/6, a 3/6. Pro Red, sure. Or oh no! It's not going to matter. It's not going to be enough. So he gains 10 life, goes up to a 14. And I take 4. And actually, he's still very much in this. Elvish Mystic's not what I want to see. So I can generate another Stormbreath Dragon, keep 1 back. The Pro White is very significant. And hopefully doesn't draw into another Treasure Cruise. So I can generate 4, so 8 mana. Or is that just, that's lethal, isn't it? So he goes down to 8, 9. Plus 2 is lethal, I believe. So attack in here. Guess Dictate's a lot better when you actually draw into the mana. So 8, 9 mana. 9, 10, 11. That does exactly 10 damage. Because Ferocious will be active, which will make it 2 more. So that'd be 8, 9, 10. Yep. Perfect damage. Alrighty, so not too shabby. Let's see what we would have drawn there. Magma Jet, Hornet's Nest. Another Creator's Claw coming up, another Creator's Claw. No lands forever. So that Dictate, wow, yeah. Dictate wasn't as explosive as it could have been if we would have top decked into land in one of those turns. But did the job nonetheless. So I kind of like this this idea with the Dictate. Kind of fun. Gives it a lot of flavor. We'll go to the wrap up here. This is Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.